Developers, welcome back to all of you once again. I'm your friend Nikhil, and today we are going to learn about SOAP outbound integrations. If I make you understand in a simple way, then it means we are going to connect two different ServiceNow instances. One will be your SOAP web service provider, and another one will be SOAP web service consumer. So, in the consumer instance, we are going to configure a SOAP message, and that SOAP message I'm saying an outbound integration. So let's go ahead without wasting our precious time. And I've logged in two different instances, and the instance which you are able to see on the screen where we have created a scripted SOAP web service, and that I can differentiate by this Google icon or a profile icon, Google account profile icon we can say. And the another instance I have opened in another browser window with a different Google account, and in this the instance which is open will be our SOAP web service consumer. Means from this instance I will make a SOAP API call to this instance, and here we have to configure a SOAP message. Demonstration friend, I have already created a SOAP message. So from the application navigator, if you type SOAP message, under this SOAP web services, under this outbound, you can see SOAP message, this menu item. If you click on that, will open the list of SOAP messages that are already created. To create a new message, what you can do, you can click on this new button to create a new SOAP message. Since I've already created, I am opening this access CI information. So the name I have given here access CI information dash, and this is the instance name, so that I can easily identify that which instance I am making a SOAP API call, and WSDL link. So this is, if you remember that in our previous video session we had created a scripted web service. So it was the name was like this, computer CI information. I resolve it by removing this space because it can throw error because of having this space in between these three word. So I've copied this WSDL from here, WSD URL, to access this web service and pasted here. And to access the resource means this function execute of this web service, we have to authenticate and authorize from this instance. So what I did, I created a basic auth profile record. Let me open this, and here you have to select authentication type basic. What it contains, it contains username and password of the service provider instance. Okay, next, this WSDL XML, this field value will be blank when you create the SOAP message for the first time. After creating this record and after setting up this basic auth profile, all you have to do is, if you scroll down below, you will see related links, that is generated sample SOAP messages. If you click on that, what it will do, it will generate a WSDL XML file of this web service. That WSDL XML file help us providing an information about all the methods or functions that are available in this SOAP web service, and the way to connect with those method of this WSDL web service. So once you click on this generate sample SOAP messages, it generates WSDL XML And the methods and functions of this web service you can see in the related link called soap message function. So this is the function you have to use to make a soap API call. So let me open this in new tab. Okay, so here also you have to pass the authentication information to authorize to access the resource of this computer CI information web service. And the most important friend here we have soap action, um, that is this execute this function and endpoint to access this method of this web service. And last but not the least, envelope. It's very important, that basically tell to the sender that this is the destination to visit and to connect with this execute method. And this execute method takes two parameters, asset tag and serial number. So we have to provide asset tag and serial number to access CI information. And after providing all this information, we have to generate variables. If you click on this generate variables, whatever the input parameters, I will open this scripted web service. You can see asset tag and serial number that you can see in the related link called variable substitution. So to test it's working, provide the test value. In my case, the asset tag number and the serial number of this CI computer CI. And after providing, all you have to do here that if you click on this test, will make a API call. You could see we are able to connect that web service successfully. You can identify by this status 200 and we have the response in XML format. Let's go back to the function record again, and from this one, right, let me scroll down. Skip type, no skipping, what does it mean? So I've already searched. You can see if we have characters like this, if you are passing these types of value, all these characters have a special meaning in XML or HTML. So we have no skipping, means it doesn't convert this. For example, ampersand becomes uh, uh, this ampersand amp semicolon. If you don't want to skip, then we have no skipping selected. Otherwise, I think we can change to skip XML. And to use this function, this soap message function in your script, if you click on this preview script uses, it opens this dialog box to copy the script. And this script you can use in your or any server script